Hey friends, welcome to the Peacock Homestead. If you are new here, my name is Elizabeth and we have a little homestead in the North Country. And in today's video, we are going to be making some carrot cake. I'm going to be starting a kombucha. I'm also going to be making a Dutch baby for dinner, as well as some Cliff Bars / Z bars. And can you believe the snow? It is snowing at the beginning of April. It is to be expected here in the North Country, but my chickens are questioning it as well. They were kind of reluctant to go out today, but they want to be chickens and be outside, so be it. They do what they want anyway, they're chickens. And they're actually getting along with each other much better. This new little rooster has made friends with the big girls, so he's the boss now. Today is our 10th anniversary and we're just going to be hanging out, eating good food, and spending some quality time together. So on this day, I decided to make us sourdough English muffins. I started the batter the night before and then I fried them up in my cast iron pan. I made 8 huge English muffins, but we really like them a larger size because it makes a wonderful breakfast sandwich with eggs and cheese and ham or sausage, whatever meat that we have on hand. And then I like to have mine with jelly, of course. But on this morning, he had it with 3 eggs and 3 sausage, and then with just butter on the English muffin. And I just had mine with some peach jam that I made this fall and some butter, and it was super delicious. We really love this breakfast, and I'm gonna pop these in the freezer for another time. And this is my poor garlic bed. I do have garlic planted in there, but it's gonna be a little bit before it pops up. That's okay though. Living in the North Country, you have to be patient getting all of your plants outside for the summer. Hopefully things will look up and it will start to warm up soon, because I'm not liking this snow. And I wanted to share a wonderful recipe. I made a beautiful pineapple carrot cake for our anniversary. And this is the kind of cake that once it sits there, and the longer it sits, it has more complex flavors. It is super moist and delicious, and it has the most amazing cream cheese frosting ever. And again, I have that recipe on my blog, and I'm going to link it right below in the show notes. But I had so much fun making this cake, and I do love to decorate. It's definitely the fun part of baking. So here I am just using some beetroot powder, and I'm just going to add some color to this frosting because I did want to write on it. I'm just going to pop it into a little piping bag, and then I have kind of like a rounder, wider tip on the edge so I can write on it. And I was just going to write happy anniversary, and then I was going to decorate it the best I could because I didn't really want to get too fancy with it. But you know how when you get a cake from the store and they write on it what you ask them to, and then next day or two the color starts to bleed out of the writing onto the rest of the cake. And this did not do that. So I was super surprised and I learned something new. So that's really awesome. I thought that was something neat. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I also wanted to share with you today the reason why I started this channel is because I wanted to be inspiring. I want to have people glean my ideas and use my recipes, and I want to teach people how to cook from scratch and show people that you can live a more frugal life and tread lightly on the earth. One of my favorite things to do is go foraging for wild herbs and making herbal medicine. That is one of my favorite things to do, and my other favorite thing to do is to bake and cook. So the hubs got lucky there. But we are making good progress on decorating this cake. I got it all stacked up. I put some frosting in the middle and on the top, and I'm just trying to spread it the best I can since I did cut the outer layer. It's kind of getting a little crumbly, but that's okay. We're going to work with that, and we're just going to take a little tool and make little ridges on the side, and it'll be perfect, no worries. Here she is, our beautiful pineapple carrot cake on a tropical snowy day. But the hubs even told me it was the best cake I've ever made, so I thought that was so nice. And we saved a ton of money in making it from just the ingredients that we had on hand on our homestead. I also made us a quick little lunch, so we're gonna get eating that really quick. I made an antipasta salad, and we're also gonna have turkey sandwiches as well. So I just have some tortellini, some cheese tortellini with sausages, tomatoes, and onions with some Italian dressing in that. And then I used my homemade mayonnaise for the chicken sandwich, and then we had some onions on it. So that was super delicious. Then we're going to eat this, and then we are going to cut open that cake, and I wanted to show you what that looks like. I recently just started drinking kombucha, and I learned and I gleaned a lot from a lot of people, and I decided that I want to make my own from scratch. So I ordered this SCOBY off of Amazon. You can order them off of Amazon. And then I have a cup of sugar here, and I have 8 tea bags of black tea. And I cheated a little bit by buying my SCOBY. You can also start yours from scratch, but I bought mine, and we're gonna make a nice kombucha. So what I did is I brewed 8 tea bags in 2 cups of water, and I have that steeping for 5 to 10 minutes. Then I'm going to add it to my gallon glass jar, and then I am going to add the sugar, stir that around, and let it dissolve because it's kind of a bigger granule of sugar. So I'm going to let that dissolve in there, and I have a helper, of course. And then once that's all dissolved, I'm going to fill my gallon jar up with water, And then I'm going to make sure that my liquid is about 75 to 85 degrees. You want it to be cooled down just enough so it doesn't kill the bacteria and the yeast in the SCOBY. So I'm going to let that set for 7 to 10 days, and I'm going to be brewing my own batch of flavored kombucha, and I will take you along with me when I do that. For the next recipe that I wanted to show you guys, these are Cliff Bars, my version of Cliff Bars, or they could be Z Bars if you put frosting on top, kind of a glaze, if you will. So for this recipe, you are going to need some dates. I have 6 in there, and they're pitted, and they're soaking in warm water. I have some coconut oil, honey, blackstrap molasses. I have sugar, vanilla extract, baking soda, and I also have some salt and cinnamon. And then you're going to need some oats, either old-fashioned or quick oats. And the trick to these is blending everything together except for 1 cup of the oats. You reserve that to mix in afterwards. So I'm blending everything up so it's really fine. And there's my cup of oats that I did reserve, and I'm mixing it all together. And then I'll be adding raisins in after, or you can add chocolate chips or nuts, whatever flavors that you would like or prefer. So I'm just going to be adding a half a cup of raisins. I also preheated my oven to about 350 degrees, and I lined a 9 by 11 pan with parchment paper. You could probably grease your pan with a little butter or whatnot, but I do prefer using a parchment paper since it is a kind of like a snack granola bar type thing. So I'm just going to press this the best I can in my little 9 by 11 pan, and the parchment paper does help it kind of release out of the pan better. And we're just going to cook that for 11 minutes. And in my oven, I like using the middle rack, so I usually stick all my baked goods in the middle rack, and they turn out really nice and evenly baked. But that's what that looks like before going in the oven. And this is what it looks like coming out. They puffed up just a little bit. Perfect. Looks just like a Cliff Bar. I can't wait to try different add-in ingredients in this, like chocolate chips or M&Ms. The possibilities are endless in which flavor that would fit your family's taste buds. And have y'all seen the prices on these Z Bars and Cliff Bars at the grocery store? It's a little bit too pricey for this girl. So that's why I made them my own, because I am saving tons of money, and I know what's going in these bars. These are super delicious. They're nice and chewy, just like the ones that you can purchase at the store. And you can store them in the freezer so they last long. You just pop it out, it'll thaw out in like 20 minutes, and you have yourself a healthy, nutritious bar for on the go. It will definitely satisfy your appetite and keep you going until the next meal. For our anniversary dinner, I wanted to do something that was quick and easy and kind of like a one-pot meal. So I'm making a Dutch baby, and I'm using my water glass eggs. I'm also using the recipe out of my new daily sourdough book by Lisa Bass, and she is over at the Farmhouse on Boone. But I just wanted to let you guys know that when you do cook with water glass eggs, sometimes you have a different outcome than using a regular farm fresh egg that's never been water glassed. So it will alter the outcome. So not everything turns out puffy and magnificent. I did try baking some pastry puffs and they turned out to be flabby patties, as did this Dutch baby. But that is okay. It binded everything together and it was super delicious and filling. It definitely satisfied our Dutch baby appetite. So if I do this again, I will show you the difference between using water glass eggs and our regular homestead eggs. But it did turn out wonderfully. It did puff up a little bit. I do make quiche with my water glass eggs, and it turns out delicious and perfectly fine. So when you cook a Dutch baby, it has all these beautiful mountains all over it, and then you put some whipped cream or butter or maple syrup or whatever your toppings that you love, and you put on top of it and you enjoy it. It tastes just the same. It just doesn't have those beautiful majestic mountains. I just wanted to thank you guys so much for coming along with me on my 10th anniversary with my husband and I. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. Many blessings, and if you are new here, I'd love it if you give me a subscribe, and I will see you on the next video, friends.